up? I'm here to talk about my top 5 favorite superhero movies, and hopefully my laptop will not shut off this time. So first, we're gonna start with a superhero character that I wasn't really a fan of, but when this movie came out, I became a fan, and it's Iron Man. That's pretty much how you know a movie's really good, when it takes a character you didn't really care for and all of a sudden turns into this like amazing superhero that is just awesome. It's just, you can't help but think this is a great movie, and they did a really good job. I mean, I don't know who else could play Tony Stark other than Robert Downey Jr. I mean, look at him. The dude looks exactly like Tony Stark. It's just insane. I mean, there's some great people in this movie, like Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., Terrence Howard, Jeff Bridges, Gwyneth Paltrow. I mean, you can't go wrong. The action is insane. They made Iron Man look amazing. They made him do some cool ass shit in this movie, and it's just a really good mixture of funny and non-stop action. It's just a great formula. Kinda, you know, it's kinda in the Spider-Man, X-Men vibe of the movies, where they're kinda like, you know, it's serious. It's serious, but it's also kind of campy and fun at the same time. You know, not taking itself too seriously, but it's just a perfect fit. You know, just a perfect Marvel. You know, the Marvel formula basically, and really awesome movie. Check it out. I'm sure I don't have to tell everybody. I'm sure everybody has this Blu-ray version too, and nothing else I could say. At number 4 is a movie that came out at the same time, and it was kind of like, which one did you think was better, this one or this one? And I personally like this one better, and it's The Incredible Hulk. Amazing. This one was much more serious than Iron Man. I mean, it's kind of hard to make it kind of campy when it's The Incredible Hulk, because that's the thing about The Incredible Hulk. It's like, it's hard to make a movie with this character because he doesn't really talk when he's the Hulk. You know, when he's Bruce Banner, that's all fine and everything, but it's like, what are you gonna do when he turns into the green guy? You're just gonna have him not talk? But it worked, and this was a million times better than the one that came out like earlier, like 5 years ago. Horrible, that was so bad, but this, amazing. Edward Norton, phenomenal job. Anything this guy does is just really good. Liv Tyler, Tim Roth, is just great cast. The fight scenes in this were really good. It's just, this movie from beginning to end was just non-stop action, and I love that. I love that in a superhero movie. You know, I do love the humor too, but this did it for me. So good. They made the Hulk look great, and what I liked about this version is that he wasn't like a million feet tall. You know, he was big, but he was like, you know, it's not like he was as tall as a building, so it was just right. And the fight scene between Hulk and the Abomination at the end, sick. Definitely pick up this movie, or definitely watch it. It's so good. It'll make you forget about the Hulk movie, the first Hulk movie. So amazing, and it looked really good. Next one up is a comic book, a graphic novel that I wasn't really into, or, you know, I didn't really know too much about it before I saw this movie, but once I saw it, I became a believer, and it's The Watchmen. Ridiculous. This is basically like a really gritty, grimy, dirty, like real superhero movie. It's just so good. Zack Snyder is the real deal. This movie was just, you were sucked into it, because it's like they made the characters so real and so like down to earth, and you know, it's not like Spider-Man or Hulk or Iron Man where it's just like really campy, but this was really serious, and you just loved the characters. I mean, like, I loved Rorschach. He was sick in this movie. And what was cool about these guys is that they weren't really they didn't really have any powers, you know, except for Dr. Manhattan back here. Other than that, all the rest of these are just like regular people who can just fight really good. It's just perfect. Like the fighting and the story was just so engrossing. It's just really good. And I imagine there was a lot of pissed off parents who took their children to see this thinking it was just a regular comic book movie, but sadly it was not. There was a lot of really disturbing violent moments in this movie. There's some sex scenes in this, or I should say just one, but it's definitely a sex scene, and just a lot of, you know, vulgar language. It's a sick movie, people. I mean, this is awesome, and this version of the movie comes with like 25 extra minutes, and there's definitely some good stuff. And this movie was really long, but it was so good that it didn't feel long, and that, in my opinion, makes a great movie. So definitely pick this one up. So good. Next one up is the new Batman series, and there's nothing wrong with the ones that came before this. Those were good, but those felt really kind of cheesy. But this was like, bam! This, I mean, before the Watchmen. I mean, this came out before the Watchmen, and I kind of compare the Watchmen to this because it's really, or the series, because it's really like gritty and, you know, more serious, and just, you know, it didn't feel like a superhero movie. It just felt like a action crime movie. It's just so good. They're both really good. I mean, this one's essential because it's like the origin more so. This one was just, the story was insane. I mean, the Joker, Heath Ledger, oh my goodness, it's just ridiculous. I really love this one. This one, like, I was sitting at the edge of the seat the entire time. It's just, and I was one, like, I'm probably the only person that did not see this in the theater, so when this came out, I was like ready to watch this. I was just like, oh, I can't wait to see it. And it's just super amazing, so good. And looked good. It's probably one of the best looking Blu-rays, and just action scenes were really good, and the acting scenes were really good too. The dialogue scenes are just great, and there's so many good people in this. It's just, I mean, like Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Heath Ledger, Gary Oldman, Aaron Eckhart, Maggie Gyllenhaal, Morgan Freeman. It's just like, what was the budget on this? Like $1 billion? No, it wasn't $1 billion. But anyways, the last one is, this series made the comic book movie what it is today. This series took it to the whole next level, and it's definitely my favorite superhero ever, and it's the Spider-Man series. Oh my goodness. Like, when I first heard they were making a movie, I was like, really? Like, how are they gonna do this? But when I saw the first one, I was like, I literally, after seeing the first one in the theaters, I went on eBay and bought as many Spider-Man comics as I could. It's just, it did it for me. It just got me excited to watch movies again. Just, I was like, this is one of those movies when you're in the theater and you're like, I wish this movie would go on for another 2 hours, because it was so good. I loved all three. Loved them all. My favorite one was, and I know everybody's gonna probably be like, that one was the worst, but it's part 3, just for the fact that this one we get the black suit Spider-Man and we get Venom. Now, Venom was probably my favorite character besides Spider-Man. I mean, Venom was amazing. I mean, look at him. Unfortunately, though, he was in it for like 15 minutes, which I think they totally screwed up on, and hopefully he's in part 4, but I don't know. But I also love part 1 just for the fact that it's the origin, and I love superhero movies where they show you how they became the superhero that they are today, and it's just, I love this one too. And 2 was my least favorite, but 2 is good too. I mean, they're all amazing, and if we didn't have, if these movies didn't come out, we wouldn't have Watchmen, Dark Knight, you know, all the rest of them. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later.